What if I told you the true heart of the Maldives isn't on a five-star sun lounger, but in a world tourists rarely see? Picture the Maldives. What comes to mind? It is likely an image of impossible luxury. These images are powerful. For many, they represent the entirety of this island nation. Have we been shown the whole picture? Nearby islands, joyful chatter of children on sandy streets, wood smoke and spices drifting from family kitchens. Life unfolding to a different rhythm, ancient and connected to the sea. In the shared stories passed down through generations, in the skilled hands of a boat builder. This journey is an invitation to look beyond the brochure. We will walk the sandy lanes. We will taste authentic flavors. A quest to discover the soul of the islands, its people, its art, its food, the vibrant culture that thrives just out of sight of the luxury lounges. What if I told you the true heart of the Maldives isn't on a five-star sun lounger, but in a world tourists rarely see? The Republic of Maldives is a nation of islands, nearly 1,200 of them. Of these, only about 200 are inhabited by local communities. On one hand, resort islands, self-contained worlds of leisure. On the other, inhabited islands, thriving hubs of authentic Maldivian life. When you step onto one of these local islands, the contrast is immediate and profound. The manicured perfection of the resort gives way to a more organic, lived-in beauty. There are no golf buggies here. Instead, bicycles, the occasional scooter, along unpaved sandy roads. The silence of private beaches is replaced by the hum of daily life. The call to prayer from the island's mosque, the cheerful shouts of fishermen returning with their catch, and the gentle murmur of conversation from the jouali, traditional coir rope chairs where neighbors gather. This is a world built on community. The harbor is the island's lifeline, the gateway for goods, people, and news from the outside world. Nearby, there will be a school, the island council office, and a few small shops selling everything from fresh produce to fishing line. Homes are built close together, often with open courtyards that encourage interaction. Here, self-sufficiency is not just a virtue, it is a necessity, their gnarled hands moving with a practiced, almost hypnotic grace. The fishermen return, their boats heavy with the day's catch of tuna, bonito, and reef fish. The harbor buzzes as the fish are cleaned and distributed among the community. This is a time of gathering. Children play on the beach, and the air fills with the tantalizing aroma of evening meals being prepared. The day closes as it began, with the communal act of prayer, before the stars emerge to blanket the ocean sky. This is not a manufactured experience. It is the living, breathing heart of the Maldives. To truly understand a culture, one must taste its food. In the Maldives, the cuisine is a direct reflection of the environment, a celebration of the ocean's bounty. The holy trinity of Maldivian cooking is fish, particularly tuna. A visit to a local market reveals the vibrant heart of this culinary tradition. Piles of gleaming silver tuna, stacks of green and brown coconuts. Vendors deftly grate coconut. You will find fragrant pandan leaves and fiery Scotch bonnet peppers. One of the most iconic dishes is garudia, a clear fish broth that is the cornerstone of many meals. Fresh tuna simmered with water, salt, and perhaps a few curry leaves. Served with rice, lime, and fresh chili, it nourishes the body and comforts the soul. Sharing food is an integral part of Maldivian social fabric. Meals are rarely eaten alone. They are communal affairs that strengthen bonds. On special occasions, entire communities come together to cook and eat, preparing elaborate feasts. Dishes are prepared in large pots and shared generously. There is no dish more quintessentially Maldivian than mas huni. The star is smoked tuna, valhomas. To this, an equal amount of freshly grated coconut is added, finely diced onions, fiery chilies, and a generous squeeze of fresh lime. The ingredients are then kneaded together by hand. The final dish is soft, flaky, crunchy, and moist all at once, a mosaic of flavors that dance on the palate. Mas huni is traditionally served with roshi. A warm piece of flatbread scoops up the mixture, creating the perfect bite. A cup of hot, sweet black tea completes this iconic breakfast. The air is thick with the scent of dried fish, exotic spices, and the salty tang of the sea. Amidst lively bartering and friendly chatter, the story of every Maldivian meal begins. To be invited to share a meal in a Maldivian home is to be welcomed into the very heart of their culture. Why is this dish so important? Because it tells the story of the Maldives in a single plate. It represents preservation methods, the central role of the coconut palm, and the daily rhythms that bind families together. Mas Huni is more than just breakfast. It is a taste of identity, a daily communion with the history, landscape, and soul of the Maldivian people. Beyond the azure waters and swaying palms lies a world of extraordinary artistry, crafted by hands that carry the wisdom of generations. Maldivian crafts are not mere souvenirs, they are living traditions. One of the most striking examples is Lia Lajahun, or lacquerwork, originating from Thulhadhu, Ba Atoll. Carving wooden objects, vases, boxes, containers, then coating them with layers of colored lacquer. Etching by hand to reveal geometric patterns. Another essential craft is mat weaving, Thundu Kuna. The women of Gaddu are renowned for their skill. They harvest reeds from freshwater lakes, dry them in the sun, and dye them with natural pigments, black, brown, yellow. Then weave complex patterns on hand looms. Mats are used for sleeping, praying, and sitting. Once a measure of status, now prized art. They tell stories in every thread. Perhaps no craft is more vital than building the doni. The traditional vessel with its distinctive curved prow is the backbone of transport, fishing, and trade. The knowledge of how to build a doni is passed from a mavadi to an apprentice, often without written plans, by eye, instinct, and experience. Each plank is shaped to create a vessel both elegant and seaworthy. Watching an artisan etch a pattern, a weaver form a design, or a boat builder shape a hull is to witness living history. These artisans are the keepers of Maldivian culture, their skilled hands ensuring the soul of the islands continues to be expressed. When craft and music unite, community traditions come alive. It is a shared language of rhythm, color, and skill. And it is passed from hand to hand, generation to generation. They tell stories of trade, resourcefulness, and of people who create beauty and utility from the resources around them. The rise of tourism has brought unprecedented prosperity to the Maldives. It's transformed the economy and connected remote islands to the global community. Revenue from luxury resorts has funded infrastructure, education, and healthcare, improving quality of life for many Maldivians. However, this wave of development has also brought challenges. The allure of jobs in tourism can draw young people away from traditional livelihoods like fishing and craftsmanship. I spoke with Ahmed, a master boat builder from Ra Atoll, his hands weathered by decades of shaping timber.
The young ones, they see the resorts, the fast money.
They don't have the patience to learn the boat. This knowledge, it is not in a book. If we do not pass it to them, it will disappear with the tide. His words echo a sentiment shared by many elders. In response, there is a growing movement to safeguard and promote local culture. Community-based tourism initiatives are emerging, offering visitors a more authentic, immersive experience. Guest houses allow tourists to live alongside Maldivian families, eat their food, and participate in daily life. Fatima, who runs a small guest house on Mafushi, sees this as the way forward.
When guests stay with us, they become part of our family.
They learn to cook Mas Huni, come to Bodu Beru nights, and see that we are more than just beautiful beaches. This model provides direct economic benefits and fosters meaningful cultural exchange, creating mutual respect and understanding. Her perspective offers a hopeful vision, a future where tourism and tradition can coexist and enrich one another. As our journey through the unseen archipelago comes to a close, we are left with a richer, more complete picture of this extraordinary nation. The fisherman, the woman who weaves, the artisan who carves, these are the keepers of the flame. Their laughter, their stories, living repositories of a culture that has weathered time and change. To experience this is to understand that the greatest luxury the Maldives has to offer is not a private pool or a butler service. It is genuine human connection, the opportunity to learn from a culture that values community over consumption. Come and meet the people. Taste the food that has nourished them for generations. Listen to their stories and their music. Support their crafts. By choosing to engage with local culture, you are not just having a holiday, you are becoming part of a story. You are helping to ensure that the vibrant, beautiful, and authentic soul of the Maldives continues to thrive. The Maldives isn't just paradise beaches, it's a living culture waiting to be discovered. Next time you visit, step beyond the resort walls and support local communities.